Get ready for the show. It's about to begin. Pro fan talk when we dive right in. Sports talk, hot takes, ain't nothing we lack. We the real fans, nothing holding us back. Mic check, 1, 2, y'all know the drill. We bringing the energy, we keep it real. From touchdowns on liquid air on the slam dunks on the court. Every sport, every game, we holding down the fort. We breaking down the plays, dissecting the stats. Pro fan talk, we keeping it fat. Debating with passion, no filter, no doubt. We the voice of the fans, we scream and we shout.
What's going on, folks? Great game today. Just want to wrap some things up. What's up, Daniel Berry Sports? What's up, Cody K? First out the limo. Great game today, man. All three phases was clicking, especially the offense and the defense. Still couldn't score in the first period, but I think that's more because got to give credit to the Bengals. They held the ball for 10 minutes. Their first drive was 10 minutes long when they scored. We got the ball back. It was like 4 minutes and 30 seconds left, and it took us 5 minutes to go down the field and score. So we scored early in the second quarter. But we scored on our first possession, so it is what it is. But I'm just happy with the win. I'm happy with the way Jalen played. I'm happy with the way Saquon ran. I'm happy with the way the defense showed up. And in the second half, the adjustments that were made, putting the pressure on Joey Burrow. We could have made it easier on ourselves as far as the defense goes if we would have gotten some stops earlier. Joey Burrow made a couple of plays with his legs that were just downright incredible. Stuff that you would think that Jalen Hurts would do. But shout out, to the people at the crib. Joey Burrow was great for half. Second half, we made adjustments and shut his ass down. So, everything was everything. We had the big play. We had the long bomb. We had Devontae Smith going up, climbing and getting that 50-50 ball. We had Saquon running out the clock. We had the defense getting pressure. Kobe Dean gets a fumble recovery. Zach Bond forces the fumble. Isaiah Rodgers gives the tip to CJ Gardner-Johnson for the pick. Finally getting the pick. Quinyon Mitchell drops another pick. Oh, if he gets his hands underneath that ball, that's a pick. We left some meat on the bone too. We had a couple opportunities, like the aforementioned times where Joey Burrow got loose, and he just made it through some tackles and just scrambled to get the first down and kept the play alive. If we get those stops where we get the ball back, we might just score again. But the other guys get paid too. But phenomenal performance by Jalen Hurts, man. Phenomenal performance. Great game. He had pretty decent stats. Finishing the game with 16 for 20 for 236 yards or something like that. So that was not bad. No turnovers. Clean game, no turnovers. So that's the big thing that we worry about, man. No turnovers. And that's what we want to see. Saquon Barkley with another 100-yard game, 22 carries, 108 yards, 4.9 yards a carry. Y'all know the rule. As a running back, all you need is 4. So when you average 4 or above, you are doing more than your share. So getting 4.9 a carry, beautiful. That is a beautiful thing, man. And it's been the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks maybe. He done trucked somebody every game. Let me see. I'm watching this Dallas game. We're going to get into the end of the Chicago game too. So Matt Eberflus was making me really appreciate Nick Sirianni today, because Matt Eberflus made some mistakes. Like, how you going to hand the ball off to a non-running back when you on the 1 yard line? They tried to do the put a tackle or somebody in there and they ended up fumbling the ball. And it's like, dude, get a ball to your running back and let him score. Just do it. Sometimes I wish, like when the Eagles had the ball on the 1 yard line and we did 2 shoves, and I'm like, get a ball to Saquon twice. He can get you a yard. He can do that. So I didn't understand that. I didn't understand what Chicago was doing, and it ended up costing them. Probably ended up costing them the game because Washington doesn't do what they did if Chicago would have scored first. It'd have been different. Yeah, it's not arena football, dog. Absolutely. So yeah, man. It was a very good mix of pass and run. Jalen Hurts had 10 runs for 37 yards. I'm good with that. 3.7 yards, as long as it was a 12-yard run. So again, when you running, you were running back. So I'll give a quarterback 3.7 yards. That's close to 4. I'm good with that. So a much better use of Jalen Hurts' talents. I want to go back and watch the film to see which ones were called runs and which ones did he just get himself out of trouble. So listen, I said this last 2 years, when Jalen Hurts throws more than 30, when Jalen Hurts throws more than 25 times, bad things happen. And this goes all the way back to 22. So I'm good. Realistically, I would like to keep his throws, his attempts to under 30, because I don't think he needs more than that. I'm one of the guys that think the long ball is overrated. He had the one deep pass today to Devontae, but for the most part, big splash plays are usually mid-range shots, and your skill position guys make somebody miss. So I like to keep that type of energy going. Higher percentage passes where you know somebody's going to catch the ball and then make a big play after they get the ball in their hands. That's what I want to see. So, yeah, 20 is all he needs. 236. I'm good with that. Passing touchdown, running touchdown. I can live with that. No turnovers. He threw one ball that was iffy. He locked into, I want to say it was Devontae Smith on one of those quick passes to the left, I think it was. That's the new go-to screen when you can't think of something. So, what's up, Lil G? But yeah, man, solid day for Hurts. And it was one of those days where you weren't worried about something stupid happening. It feels weird to even say that, but that's what it felt like. Not at any time did I feel like something crazy was going to happen. Now, I was yelling and screaming, cussing and fussing when we had Joey Burrow dead to rights twice and we couldn't get him down for the sack. And those were those 2 explosive plays that he had where he kept the chains moving. And I believe he ended up scoring. And it's like the further you get along in the season, every time you get an opportunity, doesn't matter if you're on offense or defense, you have got to take care and take advantage of that opportunity because you never know when you might get it again. When it was 3rd and 8, then Joey Burrow did that crazy play, got the first down, and they ended up scoring. If we stop him from getting that first down, we may have put up a 40 burger on Cincinnati. So we got to do a better job with that. Still a problem. Yeah, I'm with you, Bow. Still a problem. So it is what it is, but I'm happy with how we ended up. You can't get mad at the dub. We did what we were supposed to do. And we got the win. No turnovers. Good job by the defense again. Let's see. Jalen Hurts was 16 for 20 for 236 yards and 1 touchdown, 0 turnovers. That's what we like. Saquon Barkley, 22 carries, 108 yards, 4.9 average. That's what I'm talking about. A.J. Brown, five catches, 84 yards. Devontae Smith was 6 catches, 85 yards, and 1 touchdown. That touchdown was beautiful. That long ball, that splash play was beautiful. Damn it, Dallas just scored on San Francisco. Nakobe Dean, 7 tackles, 2 assists, and the fumble recovery. That's the way you're supposed to play defense. Cooper DeJean missed a pick. He dropped a pick too. Another opportunity slips through our hands. We got to start getting those picks, man. As a defense, we should have 5 interceptions this year. 5. So we got to get better. We got to take advantage of those opportunities, man. And now that the offense is finding its rhythm. That was the big topic of conversation this week, the identity, the rhythm, whatever you want to call it. All it means is you got a better understanding of what you are going to do as an offense. And that's important. People think that just automatically happens, and it doesn't. That takes time, and the teams that figure that out first usually have a pretty good season. But we are just now hitting our stride. We're just now figuring out what we are good at, what we're not good at, and what we need to work on. You saw today, I believe Jalen Hurts had 3 passes across the middle. So you think of things to make you better, and you got to make them happen. But people just automatically assume that that's just going to happen for you, forgetting that the other guys on the other side of the ball get paid too. They watching film too. So let me see. What else would I was oh, that's cool, Cody K. Oh, the tush push, the brotherly shove. The jig is up. The jig is up. Everybody is going to watch the tape from Cincinnati, because Cincinnati has just shown you the most effective way to stop the brotherly shove, the tush push. Cincinnati did a phenomenal job. Whoever is over the tackle, because the one thing I say every time you run that play, Jalen Hurts pauses just a tick and he slides to the left, because that's where the weakness is. But what Cincinnati did, Hendrickson was lined up over the tackle and he jumps over the top. The offensive line go low to take the legs out and drive forward. Hendrickson jumps over the top, but what he does is, because everybody's going so low, when Hendrickson jumps over the top, he's basically coming through at thigh level. So when he hits Jalen Hurts, he basically gets his legs, stops the leg movement. So Jalen has no power trying to go forward. So now everything is on the push. Then it becomes a scrum, and who's going to win the tug of war, basically. You take Jalen's power out of the equation. Now, the only way you can really get over that is get somebody behind Jalen to push him, but get Calcaterra or whoever's on that left side. They got to go after that defensive tackle. So you got to help the offensive tackle. The offensive tackle is going to go low, and whoever's behind them has to go high to prevent that block. Because once Hendrickson or whoever's playing there leaves his feet, he has no leverage. So if you meet him in the air, he's got to go the other way because he has no leverage. So there's a strategy and a way to get around it. But all I'm saying is Cincinnati has shown the best way to fight against the tush push. So I'm expecting to see that a lot more from opponents whenever we run that play. Deebo Samuels just scored. Wow. Flag on the play. Hope it's not coming back. Yep, looks like it's coming back. Holding San Francisco. Damn. Deebo Samuel just went about 60 yards and they calling it back. Damn. Oh, well. Let me see. What you say, Cody? Looks like Jalen is comfortable throwing over the middle. Yes. Yes, he is. He never wasn't. I just think, I don't know what to call it. If you're looking, it depends on what route you're running. We did run the mesh concepts because we run across the middle a lot. But what happens if he doesn't throw the ball until he's outside the numbers? You're still running across the middle. So that'll get better. That'll get better. And also, I believe the big thing with that was A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown not being in the game really hurts that. Eagles not looking good at all. Okay, you keep rolling for that. You keep rolling for that. Right now, San Francisco's moving the ball down the field. So, and also, I can't, Cowboys fans, man, listen. See, man, how old are you? Put it in the chat how old you are. I have a theory about Cowboy fans. It's not a theory. It's more like my personal motto or my logic for Cowboy fans. So, if you are not old enough to have seen Troy Aikman play in person, I don't want to hear from you if you're a Cowboy fan. That's my rule. If you grew up, and because I'm a running back, so I grew up watching Tony Dorsett and Roger Staubach, because back at that time in the 70s, Pittsburgh was the evil team. Dallas was America's team with Roger Staubach and Tom Landry, and the Steelers, the Steel Curtain, Mean Joe Green, Jack Lambert, all of them, that was the evil team. Lynn Swann, that was the team nobody liked. So I come from that era. I grew up in the 70s. And then on through the 80s when Troy Aikman came out of UCLA in 88, I think it was. So yeah, Bill Bergey back in the day, man. I'm good friends, but I'm gonna have to get him on the show. I'm good friends with Ken Dunnick that played back in the 80s. So my only point was this: if you were a Cowboys fan, but you never saw Troy Aikman play, the only time you saw Troy Aikman play was on YouTube. I don't want to hear from you. Now, if you grew up with Roger Staubach and Landry and Michael Irvin and Larry Allen and that crew that just crushed everybody in the 90s, you can talk your talk because that was your team back then, and it goes how it goes. Bruce Smith went from the Bills, man, but Bruce Smith, I feel bad for Bruce Smith, man. People don't understand what kind of team Marv Levy, those Buffalo Bills went to the Super Bowl 4 years in a row, and they lost all 4. I don't understand that. 2 of them, I believe they lost by because their kicker couldn't kick. So, it is what it is, man. It is what you was born in 79. So okay. So at least you was a kid when you was 10 years old when Troy Aikman came in the league. So you was like a teenager when Michael Irvin and Emmett started doing their thing. So okay. Alfredo, dude, when Shipley got that touchdown, he ran through everybody. So just a bad. I hated to see that, man. I hate when young players get their moment and then it gets taken away. You know what I mean? They still get credit because you saw what you saw, but they don't get credit for the touchdown, man. So it takes the shine off of it. And I hate that, man. Hate it. That was the Giants when they lost to the Giants. Kicker missed the field goal. Gotcha. Okay. Fair enough, Robert. 4 straight Super Bowls and they lost every one, man. Jim Kelly, oof, that had to hurt. Had to hurt. And them teams were just shoot, man. Before, like, if you ever played the original Madden, Dallas wasn't the team. Buffalo and Chicago were the teams. Because if you play Chicago, you could play with Walter Payton, or if you play Buffalo, get the ball to Thurman Thomas, and it was a wrap. You played Thurman Thomas on offense, you played Bruce Smith on defense, and it was a wrap. They could not be stopped. So, PA Philly, man, we gonna get into that Washington win, man. We gonna get into that. Like, I got an issue. First of all, thanks a lot, Matt Eberflus, for screwing us out of being first place in the division. Thanks a lot, Matt. That's your fault. That's your fault. But with that win, Commanders stay above us because we 5-2, they 750, we 714. So they snuck that one in. But Matt Eberflus, man, what the hell were you doing? You giving the ball to a lineman or somebody on the goal line when you got a running back, you got DeAndre Swift, and you I don't know what Eberflus was doing. Then they fumbled the ball. Then he did something else. I think he went for it, or I don't know if he called a quarterback run. I don't know if he called that, or did Caleb Williams do that on his own. I don't know. But Eberflus, some of his decisions at the end, I was like, oh God, that was horrible. Horrible. So Warren Moon, yeah, I was a Warren Moon fan, dude. Listen, I played in the CFL in the 90s, and they were still talking about Warren Moon. Still talking about Warren Moon up there. So, but yeah, that game, I hurt my feelings, man. Chicago had that game and they gave it away. I am going to listen to sports radio in Chicago tomorrow because I know they are going to be killing Eberflus. Killing them. Because the Washington never should have even gotten an opportunity to throw that ball. Because if they would have scored when they fumbled, it would have the way the game ended would have been totally different. It would have been totally different. So, but Washington got away with some holds at the end of the game because they was clearly holding. But they let them get the pass off, and it was what it was. So, hey, but we won. We handled our business, and that's the way they do it, man. Yeah, it was 3 holding calls, man. They could have called 3 holdings at the end of that game, man. So it was, yeah, it was, it was not good. It was not good. So after a couple of them calls, man, I was like, that call on the goal line, I was like, Matt Eberflus is going to get that Sirianni level of criticism for that one. Because that was a horrible call, and they possibly cost this team the win. So what else was I talking about? Oh, yeah, this was on my feed. If you old school, you know who this is on the right. That's Bad Luck Schleprock from the Flintstones. He used to walk around everywhere with the cloud of rain on top of him, and bad things used to happen everywhere he went. That's Devontae Smith right now. That's Devontae Smith with the Jets. Because let me be honest with you. I like Devontae Smith. I do not like Aaron Rodgers. And you get what you get. You get what you give. And some of that energy that Aaron Rodgers put out, you getting it back. Because you talking all of that smack. You got your coach fired, and you still ain't any better. You still ain't any better. So they get what they get, man. Yeah. So first time I've seen that Hail Mary play. First time I've seen that Hail Mary play work in years. I agree. You don't see it often. You don't see it often. Yeah, Cody K, that's Devontae Adams for the Jets. Yes, that is him. Listen, the grass is always greener on the other side, but it still got to be mowed. So you think you just going to go to another team and everything is going to work out? Now, mind you, now let's keep it 100. I saw the Raiders today, and, you know, there's a group of coaches and GM and probably owners and stuff like that sat around the table or had a meeting and thought that it was best that Gardner-Minshew was going to be their starting quarterback. There's some people that got together and made that decision, so they get what they get. And I saw that today, and I was like, do y'all remember when Gardner-Minshew went up to Sirianni and told him he wanted to be the starter? This was back, I believe, in Jalen's rookie year, I think it was. I can't remember. But that rumor got out that Gardner-Minshew wanted to take, like, can't get mad at him because he shot his shot. I ain't mad at him for that. But When you see what you get, you understand why the elite level quarterbacks are where they are. You see why Dak is where he is, or Jalen was where he is, or Josh Allen, or Herbert, or Goff, or any of these Matt Stafford, any of them. You get there for a reason. You look at Anthony Richardson, man. Anthony Richardson has an absolute missile launcher for an arm. Guidance not included. That man couldn't hit a mirror in the bathroom. He got a strong arm, though. He has zero touch. I saw that when he was in college. He was making routine throws, and the kid would throw the ball so damn hard that the receivers couldn't catch it. And it's like, bro, he 10 yards away from you, man. You ain't got to rifle it. Put some touch on it. He don't know how to do that yet. He has no arc on his ball. He's throwing lasers. Yes, he's got a strong arm, but if you can't control it and your players can't catch the ball, what good is it? What good is it? So, yeah, they need help. They need help down in Vegas, man. Because guess what? Antonio Pierce, they'll probably keep him for next year. But if the same thing happens, he's gonna be up out of there. But it's hard to say that when you ain't got a quarterback. Dax is scrambling. Good catch. Wow. Good catch. Dallas gonna mess around and beat San Francisco. What McNabb shit you talking about? Be specific. Cooper DeJean looked phenomenal today. Let me be honest with you. The lineup we got in our secondary now that Slay is out, I don't want Slay to come back. I want to keep Isaiah Rodgers back there. I want Reed Blankenship, Cooper DeJean, CJ Gardner-Johnson, Quinyon Mitchell, and those are those who I want to be the top four. And then you mix Keely Ringo in there, and you can get some work done. I like Isaiah Rodgers, and I hope he finally gets a chance to start for a couple of games so we can see how good he is. I don't think people realize how athletic and how fast our secondary is. The slowest person in our secondary is Reed Blankenship right now, and he playing safety. Sidney Brown is fast. Cooper DeJean is fast, and Cooper DeJean can jump out the damn gym. Keely Ringo is fast. CJ Gardner-Johnson is playing great ball. He's aggressive. He's the hitter. Sidney Brown is another hitter that we need. And they keep that flow going. So the secondary we got back there now is right. That's exactly what we're looking for. I don't know, man, because if Isaiah Rodgers steps in and does his thing, Slay might not get back on the field. Now, the one thing, Vic Fangio strikes me as the kind of guy that can stick to his guns about who's playing the best at any particular time. So I don't know what's going to happen with that. But I like the way they're playing right now. And leave it alone. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Fred Johnson. Fred Johnson had one pressure on 22 blocking snaps against the Bengals, according to Next Gen Stats. Trey Hendrickson had just one pressure on 13 snaps. Fred Johnson was the guy that everybody was worried about because he's been taking over for Mailata. And last game, he did not do a good job pass blocking. This today was much better in that regard. Much better. And every week, this kid seems to get his confidence higher and higher. And I've said this before. Jeff Stoutland, can do no wrong. So if you got a young player in and he might be struggling, but he's under Stoutland's tutelage, I know he's going to come around. Prime example, Fred Johnson right now. He played pretty good. Blocking, pass blocking was suspect. He just went against a Pro Bowl, arguably the best pass rusher in the AFC. And he held him to one pressure. In a week's time, he went from chicken shit to chicken salad. So, what's up, son? I didn't pay attention to the game, but the scoreboard says it all. Yeah, they took care of business, man. They took care of business. 37-17. So, the second half. Let me see if I can look at this. Look at this up here. Look at it. Look at the second half. Right? 27-7 in the second half. We took over that second half. Still didn't score in the first quarter. But you missed what I was saying earlier. Cincinnati's first drive, Joey Burrow was like 7 for 7, but that was a 10-minute drive. That was a 10-minute drive. Look at this, 10 minutes, 4 seconds. 3-yard run, 6-yard pass, 7-yard pass, negative 3-yard pass, 5-yard pass, 12-yard pass, 9-yard pass, 6-yard pass. They was moving the ball down the field. Moving the ball down the field. And they finally got it down there. Now watch this. This is the thing that we've been talking about, I don't know how long, but check this out. This is the Eagles' first drive early in the second quarter, right? Watch this. Run, pass, run, pass, penalty, run, and then we get the field goal. That's what I'm talking. That you talking about now. First drive, mind you, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 runs. You got 6 runs in 12 plays, so the balance is there. And I told you guys before, Kellen Moore has a very good history of having a very balanced offense attack. He's been very good at that. And this is proof. So, yeah. He finally, the same way we talked about Bryce Huff, is the same way I look at Nakobe Dean. Nakobe Dean was phenomenal as a blitzing linebacker when he was at Georgia. And that's why we drafted him. So blitz him. Use him. And again, Nakobe had a great game. I'm efforting to get Nakobe on the show. I'm gonna get him on here. I'm looking for the defensive stats. There we go. Zach Bond leading with tackles again. Zach Bond is going to be in the same situation as TJ Edwards. And Howie Roseman needs to re-sign him because you know it's coming. You know it's coming. Zach Bond, 8 tackles, 4 assists. Right? Nakobe Dean, 7 tackles, 2 assists. Reed Blankenship, 6 tackles, 2. Slade, 4 tackles. DeJean, 3 tackles. Tackle for loss. Pass defended. So DeJean is balling. Quinyon Mitchell is balling. Avonte Maddox got in the game. He got beat by a tight end, so wasn't nobody really happy about that. Ooh, look at who was that? Guillermo. Oh, Garindo. That's that rookie. That's that rookie from Louisville, I believe. For San Francisco. That kid good, man. But our defense is balling. And it looks like Vic Fangio has found the formula to get the most out of it. And that's the most important thing, because once you figure out what you got, then you just get better week to week. And it really seems like our defense, look at Garindo running again. Good Lord, this kid is running the rock. Man, leave that boy in leave that kid in the game. Keep running till they stop it. San Fran. Run it again on Dallas. They gutting Dallas right now. They got 2 minutes left in the half. And San Francisco is at the come on back. Of course they go to commercial. So, but anyways, yeah, when Vic Fangio, he seems to understand his personnel now. So now he knows where everybody should be, so he can scheme the defense accordingly, and we look better. Now, granted, there's some meat left on the bone, there's some food left on the table. We let a couple of plays slip, so you can always get better. We won 34-17, and we left some meat on the bone. So there's always room to get better. So that means you can get better. And if Jalen Hurts keeps playing the way they're playing, to me, that's the formula. You run the ball with Saquon Barkley and you balance it out. The offense has got to be balanced, man. The offense has got to be balanced. So first down, 13-10. Rushing first downs, 13. Passing first downs, 10. Third down efficiency is 54%. Damn, Bengals was 76%, 76.9% third down efficiency. Good Lord. 1 for 1 on fourth down with the brotherly shove. You got to keep that going. So yeah, it was just a good game. Good game. But here's the balance that I was talking about. So we had 39 total runs, right? And 20 passing attempts. I like that. Run first. Be a run first team because we win like that. What up, Spike 23s? 37-17. Say it again, but louder. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people did not pick the Eagles to win this game. And rightfully so, because Joey Burrow, they were coming off a little hot streak, and they were looking pretty good. So it made sense. But that's why you play the game. That is why you play the game. No turnovers again, PA Philly man. You are absolutely 100% correct. And we got to keep that up. No turnovers. Don't give them anything easy because it was very easily to get down in that game trying to play catch up. But we stuck to our guns and did what we did best. That was the thing. Saquon Barkley's longest run was 19 yards. And that was late in the game. That was in the fourth quarter when we was eating up clock. So it wasn't that this was a grinded out game for Philadelphia. A really grinded out game. So great win, man. Great win. I was happy with that one. I was screaming and hollering. My wife, this kid, Garindo, is balling. Another flag. Daggone it. Another holding penalty. Yep. Another holding penalty. Garindo just done gutted them for about 3 20-yard runs, and 2 of them got returned for holding. That was on Kittles. Get your hands inside, man. Bad call. Because his hand slipped, Kittle's hand slipped outside and he immediately brought it inside. But they got him. But Garindo, man, this kid will have a damn 100 yards by now. Shit. I'm gonna hold on for a second. Let me see what his stats are right now during this game. Because he is balling. Box scores. Oh man, they done took. He should have about 60 yards right now. Garindo got 3 carries for 38 yards. He should have about 6 carries for like almost 70, 80 yards the way he's been running the ball. That's an incomplete pass. Debo dropping the ball. Man, all these people from San Francisco hurting, man. I don't know what they doing. They hurting. So, well, yeah, we got Jacksonville next week, so we got to handle our business. We not losing to no damn Jacksonville. Not gonna happen. Man, this kid is playing a game right now. I gotta send a shout out to my guy Chuck because this dude is balling. We both liked Garindo in the draft, and I watched him at Louisville, and he is making the most out of his opportunities in San Francisco. Let me just say that right now. And if San Francisco don't keep him because Pacheco stays hurt, Garindo was there. Yes, that is in my notes. Jameis Winston beat Lamar Jackson. How many of y'all had that on your bingo card? Get rid of the ball. How many of y'all had that on your bingo card? Jameis Winston beat Lamar Jackson, the league's MVP, current MVP. Y'all need to reflect on that statement for a second. That's why you play the game. And was DeSean Jackson really that bad? They had to play him because he was making that money. Oh, Las Vegas made a ton of money on that. Whatever money they made off of that makes up for whatever they lost this whole season. Because Vegas killed them on that bet. Fantasy and everything else. Killing them. So they made all of that money back. Easily. Because nobody saw that one coming. Nobody. It's a lot of people that's in their suicide pools and all that kind of stuff. A lot of people lost out on that one. A lot of people lost out on that one. They kicked out the club because they did not see Cleveland beating Baltimore. It don't even sound right when you say it. The Cleveland Browns beat the Baltimore Ravens and Derrick Henry today. That's why you play the game. You can never take any team for granted. You can't. Not saying that Baltimore did, but damn. You got beat by Jameis Winston, y'all. I wonder if this would have happened earlier. Would Amari Cooper still be in Cleveland? And would Jameis Winston have a better opportunity with Amari Cooper? But clearly he didn't need it today. So we got to wait till next week and see if it comes down a little bit, if they come down to earth a little bit. Was it just a spike? Was it just one game? Or, can Jameis Winston play? There's a lot to be said when you sitting back and watching other people for a while and you just kind of finally get everything through osmosis. That can happen. So, but yeah, man, back to Philly, man. Yeah, Vegas loved that. Vegas got paid today. Because matter of fact, the Eagles were 2.5-point underdogs. Some had us 2.5. Some had us 2.5. Some had us 1.5. Some had us 3-point underdogs. But I think for the most part, most people expected the Bengals to beat us, especially in Cincinnati. And this is the first game, and I don't know how many years that the Eagles have beat Cincinnati. I think this might be the first time we beat Cincinnati in the new stadium. But it's been a long time since when we won in Cincy. So I had getting calls and text messages from all my people in Cincinnati. I told them I'm to go out and buy some Skyline chili to celebrate today, this week. So, yeah, it was good win today, man. Good win. I keep going back to that, man. It is a good feeling when everything goes right for your team. It's a great feeling. So, yeah, man. Listen, do y'all let me see something real quick. I'll put my headphones on. I'm gonna put the link in the chat if anybody want to jump on for a minute and talk. Hold on for a second. Give me 1 second. Let me make sure it's working. We are like 3-9 in Cincy. Yeah, I don't even think it's that good. All right, hold on for a second. Let me test these. Make sure they're working. Yep, they're working. All right. All right, let's see what we can do. If anybody wants to jump in, you have the opportunity. I'm gonna leave this up for a little bit. If I don't get no takers, then we'll wrap it up. If you do want to jump in, click on the link. It'll bring you in. If you don't want to be on camera, you can turn off your camera and we can still get your audio. So that's up to you. That's your choice. I know some people get real skippy about being on camera. So you don't have to be, but it's your choice. But we got it is 1:04 left. It is 10-6. Dallas has the ball, 3rd and 3. And I don't even think they're on the right side of the field yet. They haven't hit the 50 yet. They are on looks like the 40-yard line. Yeah, they're on the 40-yard line, and it's 3rd and 3. Incomplete pass. Incomplete pass. So let's go back and look at let me see our schedule. Let's look at that. I believe we have Jaguars next week, 4:30. 4:05. They come here. And it's going to be a lot of hoopla because of Doug Peterson. So that should be fun. But that's another team that we should beat the brakes off of. Period. And I'm expecting that to happen. We should beat the brakes off of Jacksonville. Trevor Lawrence is not that good. We should be able to get some touches on him and get some pressure in his face and be able to keep it moving. So we should be able to handle business big time. So, but all right, man, I got the link open. It looks like I have no takers. We're going to keep it open for a little bit longer. 54 seconds left. Dallas at San Francisco. San Francisco, they are at home and they are playing like booty do right now. Every time the kid rips off a good run, they get a holding call and they bring it back. And let's see if they can go down the field far enough to get a field goal and make it a 1-possession game. So we'll see what happens. We shall see what's going to happen. So the biggest takeaways from the game is I want to see Isaiah Rodgers starting for the rest of the season. Slay was good, but I want somebody younger in there. And every other game, Slay is limping off the field. So he might be designated as a backup. Brock Purdy takes off, gets out of bounds, and 45 seconds left. Yeah, so I want to see what's up, Eagles Uncut. What's good with you, man? Hey, Uncut, I got the link open if you want to jump on. You have the option. So anybody has the option. Anybody want to jump on, you still can. Let me see. What else? Yeah, Isaiah Rodgers. I was hoping we would get a little bit of Trot Jr. today, but Zach Bond, man. Zach Bond is not coming off that field, bro. Not coming off that field. Philly man, I agree with you. He makes too much money. I don't believe that. Yes, I don't even think he makes too much money because he was worth it. He was worth it. He made that money because CJ Gardner-Johnson decided to go to Detroit. Don't forget that. But I don't believe that they won't take him out because Vic Fangio has has been pretty stout about that. Pretty stout about that. I got my guy Eagles Uncut. Hold up, bring you on in, and I can have more than one person on the stage at the same time. So if anybody else wants to join in, be all about it. What's going on, dude?
What's going on, bro?
Nothing much, man. Great game today. So happy that we just got a good, clean win. No turnovers, a dominant performance. They took over in that second half and took care of business, man. What,
Yeah,
what, what were your thoughts?
hey man, the first thing I gotta say is Jalen is him. That's the first thing I gotta say, man. You know, he played a complete game today, man. You know, on the ground and in the air. You know, he just took over. You know, I think this is the first game, even though last week we played really good against the Giants as well. But I
Mhm.
think this is the first game I would say in a year and a half that we play a complete game on running the ball, passing the ball, defense, special teams. You
Yeah,
know, it was like just a complete game. You know, so I was excited, man. I'm not gonna lie, I was really excited.
yeah. We played good last week. That was a team that we were supposed to beat, but everybody was saying that and I agreed with it that the Bengals, regardless of what their record was, the Bengals were a pretty good team.
Correct.
Um, but we stomped them in the second half. It was 27-7 in the second half. Like we put it on them. And we ran the ball and we threw the ball in balance. And we worked off of each other. We didn't give up on the run, even though Saquon Barkley was ripping off 4, 5, and 7 yards. He wasn't popping the big ones. He didn't pop a big one till midway through the fourth quarter. So we kept everything even. We kept everything balanced. And they had a hard time stopping us. Now, first half, um, Joe Burrow was going to work.
Yep.
That first drive, let me see if I can bring it back up. That first drive, they went um, 19 plays in 10 minutes. We didn't score in the first period because they ate up all the first period.
You're right
We
about that.
we scored on our first drive, but it took 5 minutes and 46 seconds. So we emptied the first period and went into the second. And then we scored with about let me see, because it was 4 minutes, it was 5 minutes left, and then we scored in like 46 seconds in the second period. So we handled business and we got the ball and went down there. We ended up getting a field goal out of it, but a score is a score. And not for nothing, man. I was so happy that the opportunities where we were supposed to kick the field goal, we kicked the field goal. No
Yep.
surprises.
Hey, but look, man, what a difference it makes whenever you have competent and good coordinators, man. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
From last year to this year with Vic Fangio, you know, like Vic Fangio, he's not stubborn, you know, and whenever he's getting beat or something like that, he changed the way that he needs to do things, you
Yeah,
know.
they made
Um,
adjustments.
Exactly. They made adjustments as soon as after the first that first drive they made adjustments, you know. And same thing on like I don't know. I feel like Nick Sirianni, and look, I've been killing Nick Sirianni for the longest now. Okay, but I gotta give credit when credit is due, and I think he took a back seat, you know, lately for the past 2 3 games, you know, and let Kellen Moore taking a little bit of more responsibility, you know, on the play calling.
Mhm.
And I gotta take the hats off. You know what I'm saying? Whenever I have to kill him, I kill him. Right now, I gotta take my hats off to him. You know,
Yeah,
and like
he was hands off.
yeah. So I'm really surprised. You know, and all I need, look, man, all I gotta say is I need 2 more games, 2 more games for me to say I'm all in. Now, whenever I say I'm all in, is like if we win the next 2 games, I say we're going back to the Super Bowl. That's all I'm saying.
See, I don't get overzealous like that, man. I can't
I need
because
consistency, man.
there's too many things that can happen. So
Yeah,
what I
true.
usually say is because I'm big on you got to take it one day at a time.
Yep.
So my thing is like we better make the playoffs. Once you get to the playoffs, then everybody starts back at square one, and anything can happen. So we just first step is just getting to the playoffs. Getting to the playoffs means being the tops in your division and in your conference. So take one step at a time. We got to, we would have been on top of the NFC East if it wasn't for damn Eberflus and the Chicago Bears choking that game away today.
Yeah.
And letting damn Jaden Daniels beat you on the damn Hail Mary. You couldn't recreate that play on Madden. I was so mad at that. But
I didn't even finish watching, tell you the truth, man. Like I fell asleep. I can't believe we got flexed out of the 425 game for that game. It was so boring in the first half, especially. It was crazy, man.
Yeah, it was. As I saw some people, I mean, they obviously going off about Jaden Daniels, and he is playing well.
He is.
And then somebody said, they were winning that game with field goals, and it took a Hail Mary at the end of the game to come out with a dub. So I'm not too worried about him, but I know, yes, we should beat Jaden Daniels and the Commanders, but every time they come to play Philly, it ends up being a knockdown, drag out game. We got beat by Taylor Heineke, for goodness sake. You know what I mean? So
that is true. But the Jaden Daniels, he didn't play that good today, though.
No, he did not.
And Caleb Williams, he is so bad, man. I'm sorry, but bad.
He's not. I don't think he's bad. I just think he's young.
Man, for it to be a first overall pick, and to miss the throws that he's missing, he went for I think I don't know if it was the whole game or not, but after the first half, you were like, after the third quarter, he was still I think it was I don't know if it was 5 for 12 or 15, something like that, for only 80 yards. And I would say one game, but the first 2-3 games was the same way as well.
Jaden Daniels wasn't that much better.
No, he wasn't. But Jaden Daniels, he's been playing better since week 1 or 2. Let
me see. Jaden, Caleb Williams was 10 for 24 for 131 yards. Yeah, that was bad.
That is bad for a number 1 overall. Don't
have to that was bad because Jaden Daniels was 21 to 38 for 326. Now, if you take that 50-yard Hail Mary pass, and let's say you at 260, 270.
Yeah.
But still is much better than Caleb Williams. So but again, they're young, man. They
are. I'm not saying they cannot get better, but so far what I've seen because I watched 3 or 4 Chicago Bears games, and he just does not look good, man. He does not look good throwing the ball. He's
had a couple decent games though. He's had a couple decent games. Yeah. I look at everything as a rookie because I'm older than you.
Yeah.
So I grew up watching. I grew up when Troy Aikman came in the league, right? I grew up and I saw Peyton Manning's rookie year. Peyton Manning, I believe Troy Aikman set a record for interceptions in a year as a rookie, and then Peyton Manning broke that record. So, and I'm saying all that to say, nothing has changed. Rookies still have to take their lumps.
That's true.
They got to go through that learning process and stuff like that. And everybody thinks you can just get drafted, add water, and you instant all-star. And that's not the case, man. This is a hard game. And people like Jaden Daniels, he's a unicorn. And guess what? Even he is going to come across some hard times in a minute. It's just bound to happen.
Yep.
So it looks good now because he's playing well and they're winning games, but he gonna go through his rough patch. His turn is coming. Everybody get a turn, man. Everybody get a turn. I don't think Caleb Williams is playing that badly. Now, obviously, when they go back and watch the game on film, they're gonna pick it apart and all the mistakes that he made, but that's part of being a rookie and taking your lumps and going through the process. And it seems like in today's era with social media and all of that kind of stuff, quarterbacks don't have enough time to develop, not even close anymore.
You're right about that.
And that's why the quarterback is so bad now.
Yep. It all depends to the organization that you play for, because look at Bryce Young as well,
I feel so bad for that kid.
Yeah, same here, man, and I don't think Chicago Bears is much better either,
I played I was lucky enough to be able to play against Doug Flutie when Doug Flutie was still in Canada. Bryce Young is bigger than Doug Flutie.
Uh-huh.
So, and I'm saying that to say all of the shit that Doug Flutie went through to get in the league and at least to get a shot to play when he was in Buffalo and stuff like that. And what did they try to do? They tried to make him a pocket quarterback and didn't let him do his thing. And it ended up costing him. But at least he got his opportunity. Bryce Young is in the same boat.
True.
They trying to, I don't know if that coach really wanted him, but they got him. And they reckon him right now. And it's a shame.
You're right
You
about
mean
that.
you mean to tell me Big Red was that much better? Well, I can't say that because he was. Andy Dalton looked a lot more comfortable in the offense. But Andy Dalton is old.
Yep.
So you get what you get.
You're right
And
about that.
and again, I'm from Cincinnati, so I got love for Andy Dalton. But you get what you get in that situation. And I don't understand these organizations. They drafting these kids and they just think they want everybody to be CJ Stroud. And that's not gonna happen.
I mean, Cedric is one of a kind too, that his first year, It's
Right.
hard
But even CJ Stroud going through his struggles right now.
right now, exactly.
Look at the best example of what you're supposed to do with a quarterback. Look at Jordan Love. Jordan Love had to sit behind Aaron Rodgers for what, 3 years?
Yep.
And then he started last year and he still had to take his lumps, but he looked a lot better. And now he's even looking better than that. He just got to stay healthy. But just his overall level of play is so far above everybody else when this is his truly first year starting. Now you see what that type of development and that type of growth can do for you. But nobody, even though the NFL is supposed to be a copycat league, everybody wants instant success, and you're not going to have that, especially at the quarterback position. You can do that with any other position but quarterback. They got to learn their stuff, man.
Yeah, you're right about that. You're right about that.
So, and now watch what happened with Jaden Daniels. It'll come a point where everybody's going to get film on him.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're going to figure out how to stop him. So, but even if they do, even if he doesn't throw another 300 or 200 yard game for the rest of the year, right now he's leader in the house for rookie of the year without a doubt.
Facts.
Without a doubt. So, but also that's a good example of Cliff Kingsbury being there and building an offense around your talent, not vice versa. You got to know your personnel, and that's what the Eagles are finally doing. I know they wanted Bryce Huff to be a every down edge rusher, but he's not that. So what did they do? They bring him in on passing situations, let him put both hands on the ground, which is what he did in New York, and now it's paying dividends. We did that 2 years ago with Hassan Reddick. They kept trying to drop him back in coverage, and what's his name? What's the coach?
Who? Gannon.
Gannon even said as much. Like, if I wasn't dropping him back in the coverage, he would have led the league in sacks. And he would have.
Yep.
He would have. But that's just people they know so much that they can't see the forest for the trees.
That is true, man. That is true.
So,
and it's hard to find coaches like that play around to your player's strength instead of all the way around,
Right. The best coach that did that was Belichick.
Yep.
Because Belichick, and also I'm going back a ways, but Bill Parcells was like that too. That's why Bill Parcells was famous for every team he coached for. He had his guys that played for him with every team. The Jets, the Giants, the Cowboys. There was some guys that he would always bring with him, veterans. And as long as you did that one thing for him, you was good. Yeah. Belichick was the same way. Like, you look at somebody like Edelman. Edelman, you got one job. He's not fast. He's not tall. He's not going to take the top off. He's not going to out jump you for a 50-50 ball. All he did was run routes, and when you threw him the ball, he would catch it. and he was a hustle guy, so he would make blocks for you and stuff like that. And Edelman became the go-to guy because he was reliable. So Edelman had one job, and he did that one job well, and Belichick kept him around just for that. And coaches don't do that no more.
That's
Vic Fangio looks like he's kind of morphing into that type of coach, and I hope so.
I hope so too, man. So you think do you think there's actually a possibility that they actually bench Slay and they start on Isaiah Rodgers and Quinyon Mitchell?
I hope so.
I hope so too.
I don't wish injury, but I want to see Isaiah Rodgers start. Period.
He has to, man. And
Because go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I've been saying that since like probably like week 2 or 3, man. That Isaiah Rodgers should have been like a starter, instead of Darius Slay. Tell you the truth, because you can see whenever he comes in, like he first of all he's not afraid of tackle. Second of all, like I feel like he's more sticky on the receivers than what Darius Slay is as well.
Yeah, I still like Darius Slay, but I just think Darius Slay is always coming up hurt. And I think his warranty on his knees is expired.
Mm-hmm.
When you get groin injuries, hamstring injuries, the only thing that's going to heal that is time.
Yep.
And time is not on his side as a cornerback plus 30 years old. So your recovery time is going to become a lot longer, and you still trying to rush him out there, and he's not going to be 100%. Slay can still play when he's 100%. But if you can't stay on the field, that's the same problem with Avonte Maddox. That's the same problem. Now, knock on wood, it hasn't happened yet with C.J. Gardner-Johnson. But C.J. Gardner-Johnson has not had a clean season in 3 years. When he was with us, he got hurt. When he had that spliced spleen or spliced liver, something like that.
Yeah.
He was out for like 5 weeks.
Yeah.
Then he got hurt when he was with Detroit. And he was out like 8 weeks. And then he got back here and he got dinged up. Now, again, knock on wood, he hasn't had anything serious.
Yep.
But this will be the first. If he goes through this year and stays on the field, this will be his first year in 3 years where he's not been injured.
That's true.
He's great when he's on the field. But you got to stay on the field.
That's true. That is true.
So injuries are the great equalizer the closer you get to the end of the season. So, because every team is one play away from glory or ruin. What happens if Baltimore, if something happens to King Henry or Lamar?
Shoosh.
They in trouble. What happens in Kansas City if something happens to Patrick Mahomes? Thank you, Cody K. Lacerated kidney. Yep, I remember that. So everybody's one play. I mean, look at us. What happens to us? You saw what happened to us when AJ Brown went down.
Yep.
It changed the complexity of your offense. You got to change the concepts up because your backups might not be able to do, or they don't know what they're supposed to do. You saw what happened with Amari Cooper when that first week in Buffalo, when Keon Coleman had to tell him what the play was. But that's what you get when you go into a new situation,
new system.
Yeah, and you ain't been there for a while.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, again, this is a good problem to have. So I'm glad this is all we got to talk about.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? So we got to get it back, get refreshed. I'm guessing that Sirianni's probably gonna give them Monday off.
Mm-hmm.
But normally they come in on Monday, and I'm like, man, I still don't think we're the kind of team where you got to take days off. You come in Monday, watch film, get your workout in, and then I'll see you on Wednesday because Tuesday is the NFL's day off. But they don't need to be taking days off.
Yeah.
Like, get in there, study film, and let's get ready for the next one. Because I still don't believe we are that type of team yet. We are getting better. Like I was talking earlier about Fred Johnson today. Fred Johnson impressed me today.
He did.
Hendrickson is arguably the best pass rusher in the AFC with 6 sacks. and he only got one pressure today on 13 snaps over Fred Johnson.
Yeah, it was a big turnaround from last week.
Yeah, man.
Big turnaround from last week from Fred Johnson.
Absolutely, man. So anybody, and I say this all the time, anybody that wants to that comes on our team, comes with the Eagles, if it's an offensive lineman, I already know they're gonna be good because Stoutland gonna have them straight.
Yep.
Stoutland is Teflon, man. You cannot touch him.
No. Yeah,
he cannot.
He cannot.
That's why we didn't hire. That's why we didn't hire Kingsbury.
Yeah,
Kingsbury wanted to get rid of him.
No, oh hell no. No way.
Yeah. Kingsbury wanted to bring in his own crew, which rightfully so. If he's gonna be the head coach, he should.
Yeah.
But you're not gonna get rid of Stout. That is non-negotiable.
Yeah, he cannot go nowhere, man. Yeah. Doesn't matter how much money he wants, you gotta give it to him, and he gotta stay with the Eagles as long as he wants.
Yeah, he gonna retire Eagle.
Yeah.
Him and Vic Fangio. Fangio ain't going nowhere else.
Yeah, I don't think he's not going nowhere.
If something happened and if and when they get rid of Sirianni next year, whoever they bring in, like I think Howie puts that as part of the package.
Yeah.
Like Dom ain't going nowhere and Stoutland ain't going nowhere. It is what it is.
I mean, they're doing great, to tell you the truth. So like, Stoutland, we know who Stoutland is, and Vic Fangio this year, even though I don't think we have, especially on at the D line, I don't think we have, like a true pass rusher, and he's still doing like phenomenal things with this defense.
Absolutely.
Man, to hold a top 5 quarterback in pretty much a top 5 offense, on the Bengals to only 17 points is crazy, man.
Yep.
Did Jamar Chase even had 100 yards? I don't even think he had like 80 yards.
Who? Jamar Chase?
Yeah, Chase.
He had. You talking about rushing or receiving?
No, receiving.
He had 11 targets, 9 catches for 54 yards and a touchdown.
54 yards, man. That's crazy.
They shut him down in the second half.
Yeah, they did.
They shut him all the way down. And
they did.
We just got to keep building on it, man. Got to keep building on it because, like, who had on their bingo card that Gesicki was gonna be one of the best receivers, was gonna lead Cincinnati in receiving?
Yeah, nobody.
Most people didn't know what Gesicki was.
Yep.
And he comes out of nowhere, man. So
yeah, if there's one thing that I gotta say is that the tight end's still killing us in the middle of the field, man.
Yep.
Those linebackers, like our coverage, our linebacker coverage is very suspect, man. And
we got caught twice, and this was good recognition and good design by Cincinnati. We got caught twice where Nolan Smith was covering a receiver and the tight end, and in both situations, that's not good.
No, it's not.
So, props to Cincinnati for really just chess matching that up.
Yeah, because whenever especially that touchdown to Jamar Chase, whenever I thought that Nolan Smith was on him, or ended up on him, I was like, yeah, that's a completely mismatch right there.
Right. So, but we getting better, man. I like what I saw today, and we just got to continue to build on that and keep it moving. And we got to put foot to ass to Jacksonville next week. Touchdown, San Francisco.
Yep, just score right now.
I like that kid, man. That's the kid out of Louisville, Isaac Garindo.
Yeah, he's really good, man.
225, ran a 4.3 at the combine.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And now that San Francisco's not shooting themselves in the foot, oh my God, look what happens when you give the ball to the running back down freaking hill. Ugh. They was killing me with all them gun runs. I hate that.
I know, man.
Hate it.
Hey, but I'm happy that we went a little bit more under center today as well. You know.
Yeah, they did. They did. Can't complain out of that, but um, I don't like. I can tell when we're going to run the ball inside or outside. And in my opinion, we didn't run enough plays off tackle to outside.
No, we
And,
didn't.
and there was one play in particular. I got to find this on tape because I'm going to highlight this play. It was one play in particular. They were in gun formation. But when they run this gun formation, for some reason, Saquon will be 6 yards deep. Jalen will only be 5. So it seems like Saquon's got to take a step up to get in front of Jalen. Jalen is taking a step back. It's just a weird dynamic. But in any case, the running back is stepping sideways first before he gets the ball, and then he can take off going up the field. And I hate that. We need to be going north and south from the giddy up.
Yep.
So, but just a running back's lament. That's all we got, man. But hey, man, I appreciate you jumping on, bro.
Nah, I appreciate you having me here, bro. Really
yeah,
did.
Man. I'm gonna start doing this probably on every live stream now. I'm gonna start taking, if you want to come on live or live calls or whatever. Because eventually I want this to grow where we could, because this really expands the conversation a little bit. So
yeah,
I'm gonna keep doing this, man. So tell your friends about me, man. Appreciate you coming on, bro.
I got you, man. I appreciate you, bro.
You got it. Talk to you later.
All right, talk to you later, man.
Yeah, that was Eagles Uncut. I was on their podcast last week. I was supposed to be on it like 3 weeks ago, but then the hurricane, because he's down in Florida. So appreciate him coming on. And we're going to keep doing that more and more, man. So more and more people, when you get some guts, you can get on the air and say what you got to say, man. But we've been rolling for about a little over an hour, man. So I'm going to shut this down. I got another podcast I got to jump on, and I want to watch the end of this San Francisco game because I want San Francisco to handle their business and beat Dallas because I don't want Dallas to win shit. So I'm going to get up out of here, man. I appreciate y'all. Birds are 5-2, and we handle freaking business, man. We handle business. That's what I like to see. It's all good in the hood all week. So I can't wait to hear sports radio this week. We're in a good spot. So let's build upon it and continue to get better. Go Birds.